Hey everybody, this is Jim from Top Jimi Profiles. Today we're demoing the Top Jimi DC AC pack for the Kemper Profiler. Time to make some noise.
There was a friend of mine on the Texas Gavel Fair. The jury found him guilty, gave him 16 years in hell. He said, I ain't spending my life here. I ain't living alone. We're breaking the watch on the chain gang. I'm breaking out and heading home. I'm gonna make a jailbreak. When I'm looking to watch you scared, gonna make a jailbreak. When I wish that I could fly, fall in the name of liberty. Fall in the name of liberty. You just got to be free. Jailbreak. Let my money take. Jailbreak. 16 years.
So people typically think getting the AC/DC tone is difficult. That is true unless you have the right gear. And then it's actually pretty straightforward. So if we start with Malcolm first, you're just using a Plexi Marshall Super Lead into a Celestion Greenback. That's it. So for Malcolm, I used my old friend here, this Marshall Jimi Hendrix reissue Super Lead, which is based off a 67 Plexi. And then I used greenbacks from a 20 watter for the early stuff, which is a 67 20 watt greenback. And then some of the later stuff, a 25 watt greenback, both with pulsonic cones, very important. And then towards the end of his career, is actually using vintage 30s. So those three speakers, set your Marshall onto about 5 or 6. Have one of those cool Gretsch guitars that Malcolm used, and that's it. So Angus's tone is a little more aggressive, it's got a little more gain to it, and what he uses is metal panel Marshall Super Leads. Now, you'll read on the internet that they use 50 watt Marshalls, but that's not true. If you actually read what they say they use, it's always Super Leads. So for Angus, I used a 74 metal panel Super Lead, just a stock 74 Super Lead. This amp is more aggressive than the Plexi, so there's more gain there automatically. So you set your volume at about 6 or so for rhythms, and then for leads, he doesn't kick in a pedal or anything like that. He does it the Top Jimi Profile approved way, which is turn up your gain to like 8 or 10, and just let the amp do the work. Speakers again, 25 watt Celestion Greenbacks pretty much exclusively. So that's it. So there's a lot of lore out there about how Angus got his back in black tone. And a lot of that lore is centered around something called the Shaffer Replica. So this was a wireless unit that had a preamp in it. And I guess for the last bit of his tone, he ran his signal through that preamp and then into his Marshalls. So I spent a bunch of money on an expensive Shaffer Replica pedal. I tried my damnedest to get a good tone out of it. I just couldn't do it. I was doing something wrong. I couldn't use the thing. So I just ran straight Marshall, and it sounds great. So undoubtedly the easiest tone I've ever gotten was the AC/DC live tone from their 2016 World Tour. They did a Premier Guitar rig rundown, and boom, they discussed everything. So that's done exactly as AC/DC did it. Sounds cool. So as always, all the sounds you've heard were generated using the Kemper and nothing but the Kemper. So it's just guitar into Kemper, into DAW, that's it. So thanks for watching, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.